Hello everybody and welcome back to MechWarrior. So like all good games out of the 80s, this one doesn't tell you a lot of things. I did a bit of research between the last episode and this one and discovered that almost all of the campaign doesn't have any actual fighting in it. So what this particular guide recommends doing, and I can't take credit for this, but I am going to do it, is selling your Jenner, because it's a lot cheaper to travel without your Jenner. So sell your Jenner here, 3.5 million C-bills. There we go. So now we have no mech. And now we do our running around. So let's go to, let's see, the planets change. So the one, I had to go back and check in the last video. The one that we are looking for is Delacambre. There we go. And that is, of course, this Davian world. And you can see going all the way across the inner sphere only costs 20,000 without a mech. So now we can go all the way over there. Fantastic. And let's just go ahead and hammer through these things. So now that we are here, let's find out where we need to go next. I'm assuming we have to go to the bar. There we go. Kangaroo Jack. Sure, he comes in now and then. Haven't seen him for quite some time, though. Check with that fellow in the corner with the hat. He might know. The hat is weathered. The eyes that look up from under it are hard with a quick, searching intelligence. Name's Kearney. I've been inspecting you. And by inspecting, I mean expecting. Sit down, he says easily. He pours hot sake from a small decanter into a tiny cup and downs the shot in a single swallow. I'm an MIIO agent. We monitored that little fiasco on Anders' moon. Quintus Allard himself put me on the case. We have reason to believe that a dissident faction within the ISF instigated the events for purposes of their own. His eyes never stop their searching as he speaks. Kangaroo Jack's ship was used to transport a renegade band of Wolf's Dragoons to Anders' moon. They're the ones who attacked. Their mechs were painted with phony crests to support McBrin's story. Usually they wear a black spider. You think about that, and then meet me at this address in an hour if you want to talk to Kangaroo Jack. He leaves a slip of paper with a single line of neatly scripted letters. Okay. Outside, the street is quiet. The scrap of paper rustles in a light wind. Well, let's follow the address. The address leads to a second-class business district and a professional complex filled with small import-export offices with working hours done. Everything is deserted. The specified office doors stands ajar like a scene from a detective holovid. The office is dark, and on the floor in front of a glass and chrome desk lies a still form. Shadows dance over what turns out to be a corpse. The random pattern of holes that has turned the face and chest into hamburger is the work of a needler gun. A bush hat with the rim pinned up to the crown by a tiny kangaroo lies beside the body. A sound. The quiet click of a weapon. In the doorway, a shadow with a rifle. Well, clearly we hide. The chair behind the desk provides scant cover, but it buys a minute. The shadow resolves itself into a man with dark, angry features. The long barrel of a needler rifle precedes him into the room. His eyes narrow as they cross the desk and chair. He raises the rifle. Well, we're in close quarters, and he's got a rifle. It's got a long barrel. Clearly we have to fight, right? Because if we run, he can just shoot us, but if we fight, we can just push the gun out of the way. So let's fight. Your mid-run auto pistol shatters the glass in the office door and shreds the door jamb in a flurry of plaster dust. The gunman grunts in surprise or pain and falls to the ground. But the fall doesn't stop. He rolls into a kneeling position inside the office and fires a burst. The desk erupts in a fountain of glass and a window caves in. A diving roll takes you out of his line of fire as he continues to sweep the office. The other windows follow the first, and then a pause as a new magazine is slammed home. Your chance. The rest of the auto pistol's magazine gets unloaded into the gunman's torso. He slams back against the wall in a bloody heap. Okay then. Oh, let's check the news. It's been a while. Let's see here. Gibson, Free Worlds League terrorist attack. Unknown assailants attacked. Members of the 5th Armored Rangers last night. Sentries on duty... Oh, unknown assailants attacked members of the 5th Armored Rangers last night. The The line break there messed me up. Sentries on duty guarding the unit's hover tanks reported being under heavy fire. Sources say the gunmen attacked using gyroslug carbines. A large section of the fence surrounding the compound was destroyed. The sentries managed to drive off the attackers. No injuries were reported. So that was the assassination attempt that we ended last episode with. Delicambre, Draconis North, Federated Sons. Pilot, hired gun killed in gangland war. An execution-style murder of a jump ship captain and the death of a known gangland assassin are part of recent power shifts within the local crime syndicate, authorities said today. Willard Theodore Puritan, locally known as Kangaroo Jack, was found murdered in the office of a local import-export company this morning. Puritan has had a long association with organized crime, mostly involving smuggling operations, a police spokesperson said. The assassin, known only as Grim Jim, was also found murdered. It is obvious a third party was involved, police said. The owner of the import-export company has turned up missing, and police investigators currently consider him a prime suspect. Okay, so that just happened. Personal message from Jordan Rao, Valencia, Anders Moon. Draconis March, Federated Sons. Gideon. Hope all well with you. In reply to your request, MIIO sources indicate Black Widow Company currently on Misery. Just finished leave on Ting. Length of duty unknown as raiding Davian Space prime objective. Why the interest? Best wishes, Jay. Okay, so we need to go to Misery. Gotcha. Well, where is Misery? Misery is there. Let's go. Fantastic. Yeah, the Krita don't like us. Okay, so now that we're here, I guess we head into the bar, see what's going on. Smoke drifts through the crowded room, obscuring the patrons, but the loud group near the center are easy to spot. The black spider on a red field stands out on their jackets, and the woman in the center of the group is unmistakable. Thick, flowing red hair accents her stunning beauty as she lounges, the queen in her court. Nestled in the provocative deep V of her fatigue hangs a crystal spider with a ruby hourglass on its abdomen. A direct approach is the only way into the group. Too quick, accusations fly. Looks of surprise turn to ones of anger. A chair falls over as its occupant, a giant gray-eyed man, slams to his feet. The woman's gaze is cold. Look, pup, she says. I'm sorry to hear about your family, but you're barking up the wrong tree. The widows have kicked a lot of Davian butt lately, but we've never pulled a job on Anders whatever. Hell, I've never even heard of it. Yeah, right you haven't. We're challenging that story. The glaring gray eyes of the man already on his feet never waver as he says, Would the captain please give me permission to turn this rat's rear end into a bloody pulp? Before the woman can respond, another one of the group is acting. Afraid I'm not as polite as you, Colin, he says as he breaks his chair against your diaphragm. Colin's fist follows into your faith. By faith, I mean face. You get in a fair kick to the first man's crotch on the way down. Quick as light, the vibrating hum of a stun lance enters the fray. A woman dressed in knee-high Bioflex boots and a VTOL flight jacket spins the lance with obvious martial training, and the one called Colin crashes to the floor. 3 of Colin's lance mates soon follow as they try to press the young woman. Amidst the falling bodies, the Black Widow draws a pearl-handed pistol and takes aim at the lance wielder, but the hum of the lance has gone to the high pitch of the kill level, and the woman holding it is dangerously close to the neck of the unconscious Colin. She and the widow lock eyes for a long, tense moment as all motion freezes, hanging on their decision. The widow gives the young woman a slight nod of respect and eases off on her aim. Putting the pistol back in its holster, she says, Okay, honey, he's all yours, but keep him out of trouble from now on. The woman grabs you by the collar and backs away from the group, keeping her eyes on the mercenaries. At a table on the far side of the room, she pushes you into a seat and takes the one opposite. She introduces herself as Tasha. Sea-green eyes that never miss a beat, wild tangled hair sweeping up and over in a single fall, framing the right side of her face, delicate features. All of it contrasts sharply with the wildcat just unleashed on the Black Widows. Gideon B. Vandenberg, she says, as though making a discovery. She's not sure she's pleased with. What the hell were you trying to do? Explanations seem in order, but halfway through, she holds up a hand. And you fell for that? Christ, Vandenberg. Kearney's not MIIO, he's ISF. A word in your ear and off you go trying to talk the widows into killing you. Kearney kills 2 birds with 1 stone, she snorts derisively. And that's what you think this is all about? Some sinister plot to discredit you so House Kurita can take over Anders Moon? Eyes on the table, she shakes her head in disbelief. I hate to break this to you, but I doubt it if Takashi Kurita has even heard of Anders Moon. Matabushi Incorporated is your target. I should know. I'm MI6, and right now, they're my target, too. Okay, then. So, let's check the Newsnet. There might be something new there. Come on, get up there. Excellent. Gibson. This is the same thing. We already got this one. We got this one already. Yep, got this one already. Personal message from Tasha. Address not specified. Borrowed some computer files from our mutual friend. Included were some I thought you might find interesting. To Duke Ishii Tahiro, CEO, Board Chairman, Matabushi Incorporated. Courtesy copy, Maki Tanji Kotsu. Sorry, my Japanese is rusty. CEO of the Trade Division. From Hohiro Anato, Special Operations. Trade Division. Date 1 December 2023. Reply, Operation Inroad. Greetings, Your Grace. We have located an excellent target to accomplish your objectives, a small outpost named Anders Moon in the Draconis March. It is too small to ever be of strategic interest to the DCMS, and has little trade traffic. Local government is small and controllable. Estimated flow capability, 50 million C-bills per month. If it pleases Your Grace, I will present a detailed proposal in person. To blah blah blah, yeah, all these guys again. They're communicating. Greetings, Your Grace. Reigning Duke Vandenberg unyielding. Other measures required. Request permission to exercise Dark Wing option. Greetings, Your Grace. Your pressure on the ISF has produced fruitful results. I am most grateful. All preparations are complete. Young McBrien suitably duped into playing his part. Both factions bribed and agreeable. Transportation for Darkwing arranged. We await only your word. Proceed. Okay. Well, there we go. We, Where are we supposed to go? No other messages on file. Okay. Wait a second, what was that? Let's see here. Personal message from Jordan Rao. Confidential CDE scrambled Gideon. Kurita military backing of Jarrus confirmed. Thunder confirmed as well. Interest strategic in response to upcoming Davian special maneuvers. Suggest you recontact MIAO agent Kearney. Reassigned Albiero. Okay, so we need to go to Albiero. Interesting that that went in before the others, but, you know, whatever. Where is Albiero? Right there? Okay, that's not bad. Let's go. Fantastic. Dust devils spin in the too thin air, and a sound like distant thunder rolls over the dry mountains. Another minute, and the thunder builds to a roar as 7 Karnov heavy-lift choppers rise over the ridges in a tight V formation, their tilting rotors already in the vertical landing position. Still in formation, they settle in a storm of dust before a pair of massive 2-story high-steel vaulted doors set into the cracked face of a cliff. Kurita infantry pour from both sides of each machine and quickly establish a defense perimeter in the choking dust. A map showing the landing site with a time and signed simply a friend smells of another trap, but it's the only lead, and at least it's produced something interesting, and besides, a good auto pistol with plenty of extra clips should handle any surprises. Behind the cliff face, the sun fills the sky with a blazing red as it sets and the shadows begin to stretch across the desert landscape. The giant doors crack, and light spills out in greater amounts as the crack spreads and the doors open on silent hinges. More troops, this time in Matabushi security uniforms, double time out in 2 neat rows and form up, creating a guarded roadway to the VTOL craft. Tracked vehicles appear from inside the mountain and the landing begins. Rather, the loading begins. The 6 craft forming the wings of the formation are loaded first with a seemingly endless stream of coffin-sized metallic containers. Last, a single container with special guards is loaded onto the lead aircraft. The tracked vehicles return to the vault and the security guards break formation. In that instant, the ground around the landing site erupts as troops in desert camo rise up out of the sand like returning dead, their lasers and automatic rifles blazing. The Kurita Guard, taken by surprise, are ravaged before they can even regroup, and even then, they've already lost at least half of their number. An intense firefight ensues as the Kurita troops fall back into the cargo holds of the VTOL. The air begins to churn as the choppers crank up for an escape, but for some it's too late as the mysterious attackers board the craft in a murderous onslaught. One chopper leaves the ground in a hurry, but 2 Law rockets arc out from the ground and connect in a thunderous, fiery blast that showers the scene below in a glowing metal rain. The wreck crashes to the ground in front of the vault, crushing the remaining security force and effectively cutting off any support from that end for the moment. And then, in the middle of the fight, a woman in knee-high Bioflex boots and a VTOL flight jacket cuts across the carnage. Her long hair hangs free as she fights like a wildcat across the landing site. She's heading for the lead craft. Well, I mean, that's clearly Tasha, so let's follow her. In the smoke, dust, and confusion, it's an easy run to the open cargo door. Bodies lay sprawled on the ground, and one hangs half in, half out of the doorway. The aircraft is already lifting off, and it requires a jump just to catch the edge as the nose points toward the ground, and the Karnov speeds off across the desert. The ground begins rushing past your feet as the 30-ton chopper gains altitude. One slip now. But it's amazing what a little adrenaline can do. Looking back from the bay door, the cliff is aglow from the fire of the burning wreck, and the remaining VTOLs are airborne now and speeding off in different directions. Inside, there are more bodies strewn about the hold like castaway toys. Auto pistol out, safety off, and a slow walk through the short passage to the cockpit. Just 3 steps ahead, another man in a tan jumpsuit is making the same trip. As he reaches the cockpit, his arm... Wow, I'm failing that one. As he reaches the cockpit, his arm moves out gracefully and he pushes the barrel of his gun against the long tangled hair of the pilot. "So sorry to disappoint you, Tasha," Kearney says smoothly. You can see Tasha calculating possibilities as the Karnov makes a sudden plunge to the left. With blinding speed, she disarms Kearney as he falls toward her. The aircraft levels out and Tasha is out of the seat and she and Kearney square off as you step through the door. The look of surprise on both their faces is almost comical. "Just in time," Kearney says with a smile. Tasha glares at him. "Don't listen to him. He's ISF," she says quickly. "What? She's the ISF agent," Kearney replies in surprise. Who do we trust? Well, we have multiple points of confirmation that Kearney is ISF, right? Didn't Rao tell us that? Whereas we have basically nothing to go on except Tasha's word for her. However, we know for a fact that Kearney has lied, so I think we go for Tasha. No dice, Kearney. Tasha flashes a healthy smile your way. "Nice work, partner." Her hand flashes out and chops Kearney neatly along the back of the neck. As he slumps to the floor, she takes the pilot seat again, shutting down the autopilot. The VTOL makes a hard bank right. "We hit Matabushi pretty hard tonight," she says after a while. "Caught 'em with their pants down. That won't happen again." She studies you and the instrument lights glint in her eyes. You're wondering what's going on, no doubt. Well, I'll tell you what I can. We're MI6, a special group of Davian agents, and coincidentally on this mission, you and MI6 had the same target, Matabushi. We got wind that they would be making a large move of assets and decided to hit. That's what we got: gold bullion, a lot of captured cash ready for laundering, some lost tech items, and a large set of computer files. That's where you come in. In those files is the location of the group who destroyed your home and where they're keeping your precious chalice. I figure with that info and, say, a 5 million C-bill share of tonight's haul, you ought to be able to close down their Anders Moon operation. I kill 2 birds with 1 throw. Deal? She grins at you. I thought it might be. One last thing. Everything I've told you is confidential. To everyone else, MI6 does not exist. So keep it to yourself. Later, with a fatter bank account, you scan the disk she gave you on Operation Inroad. The overall plan set up a cover operation in the Federated Suns mostly for money laundering and smuggling. Expenses: a jump ship supplied by Matabushi's trade partner, Grig Griez, a special lance of mechs consisting of a warhammer and 4 battle masters known as the Dark Wing, a large payroll for agents and bribes on Anders Moon, including one J. Rao. And right now, the Chalice of Herney sits guarded by the Dark Wing on Radstadt. Interesting. Many of the people here have heard of the Blazing Aces. Yeah, they don't like us. Okay, so they are on Radstadt. Let's see. I need to make a note of that, so give me 1 second here. Chalice is on Radstadt. There we go. Okay. So, at that point, we got 5 million C-bills from that, so that is great. They have 4 battle masters and 1 warhammer, which is kind of extreme. But let's go back to Grig. Where did we find him again? Did we find him on Delacruz? I think we found him on Delacruz. Let's see here. Delacruz. That seems right. So this this story outline that I found tells me that we need to go clean him up as a loose end. There might be a news bulletin to tell us that, though. Let's find out. Let's see, Newsnet. Yep, all of these things. From Tasha, all of those. Nope, nothing there. Okay. Let's see, maybe we need to go into the bar? Pretty quiet around here. No. Into the mech bay? No. Maybe this is not the correct location. Okay, let's see here. Maybe he was in Tabayama? Let's go there. Tabayama. Yeah, that's where he was. He was in Tabayama. That's correct. I could have gone back and checked the VOD, but this works too. Against a weathered brick wall sits a drunk in tattered clothes, clutching a mostly empty bottle of cheap whiskey. Wow. A mostly empty body, huh? A patch covers one eye, and his pockmarked face sports the stubble of an unkempt beard. As you pass, he speaks just loud enough for you. Word is, you've got no love for Grig or his bunch. That true? And if it is? Well now, there's quite a reward on his head for the feller what's man enough to claim it. You think maybe you be that man? Go on. So happens I've been on this dirt ball a long time, I have. Waiting for me chance at that pig. Seen a thing or two, I have. But not betting a warrior sort like yourself. Not being a warrior sort like yourself. I've had to wait. But now I think me waiting's over. There's a big shipment going out tonight. He'll have to see to that personally, he will. Won't have but 2 guards with him. That's when you can nail him. And that's me price. You got to kill him. Taking him in's no good. He has to die. Deal? That seems good. The dark comes alive as lights appear at the edges of the old landing site. Once used by the military, it has been abandoned for years except for the occasional dark night business deal. Overhead, a star moves across the heavens and slowly begins to grow. Within minutes, it has grown to fill the sky with a blazing blue-white glory. The roar of the engines dominates the night as ever so slowly 12,000 tons of mule-class dropship settles onto the burning Ferrocrete. Once the engines have died, the apparently empty warehouses on the far edge of the field come to life. Heavy vehicles move out into the still-smoking landing pad toward the cargo ramps dropping from the ship. Men appear, moving crates from the trucks to the ship. Amidst it all, a long black luxury hovercraft moves like a shark. It stops near the loading and 2 powerful-looking men step out, weapons at the ready. One wears night vision goggles. From behind them appears the bloated form of Grig Griez. The old man was right about the when and where, but the pad is swarming with armed men, as well as the expected 2 personal guards. So we can forget it, or we can wait. Well, there's absolutely no penalty to waiting, because there's no option to go now. So we either walk away, or we see if it gets better. If not, we can walk away. So let's wait. The loading finishes and the trucks return to the far side of the field. The black hovercraft glides soundlessly to rest behind a blast screen directly below you. So the old man was right. Grig and his guards step out of the craft as the engines of the mule begin to howl. So we can either strike now, or we can wait. Let's see here. I don't think it's going to get better than that. I think we strike now. A gyroslug carbine carries 20 rounds in a clip. It only takes 4 to splatter both guards against the hovercraft. Grig's blood-stained face turns up as you drop easily into the shadow of the blast screen. You! He recovers quickly, eyes searching restlessly for an out. Well, I suppose you have ideas about the price on my head, or perhaps you're a little upset about my agent's actions on Dustball. He acted on his own. I never told him to kill you. As to the reward, I'll double it. Besides, you don't think you can get out of here alive, do you? He nods towards the distant buildings. So, we can either accept his offer or pull the trigger. This guy's a total jerk, so we're going to pull the trigger. There we go. He watches for an answer, feigning indifference, and pushes the ruined body of his former guard off the hood of the hovercraft. Seems I'll need to find some new talent, he says, and then his hand flies up. A blood-soaked machine pistol gleams in the night. The carbine in your arms coughs twice, and Grig slams against the vehicle as the explosive shells rip into him. You make quite a scene at the Civilian Guidance Corps Center as you pull up in the sleek black hovercraft. The official there is less than thrilled to see the corpse of his former employer in the back, but there's little he can do as a crowd has gathered. At its fringes, an old man watches. He catches your eye and nods, a smile pulling at the corner of his mouth. The voice of the CGC official cuts in. I'll have your bounty for you very soon, and then if I were you, I'd get the hell off this planet as fast as I could. Okay. So there we go. Let's just check the Newsnet real fast. We have 9 million C-bills right now, which is great. Nope. I want to do next. Okay, let's see here. Yep. Proceed. No other messages on file. Okay. So, according to the story synopsis, we have now done everything we need to do except get the chalice back. So, that's exciting. But I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we will start building up our company to actually go after getting the chalice. See you all then.